What really happened inside the prison cell of a notorious Mexican drug lord, El Chapo? How did he manage to escape from one of Mexico's maximum security prisons? How did authorities catch up with him, and what was the aftermath like after his most recent capture? The following are the top 4 things you should know about El Chapo's current situation, and what really happened in his prison cell. How El Chapo escaped. The story of how El Chapo escaped from his prison cell is a fascinating one, and it shows just how clever the drug lord could be. In the middle of the night, guards at Altiplano prison reportedly heard noises coming from his cell. When they checked in on him, they found that he had vanished into thin air. The whole time the drug lord was imprisoned, he was plotting out his escape by digging a tunnel that led outside of his cell and into freedom. Once he finally got free, he fled to Mazatlan and eventually made his way back to Las Manchas, where he was eventually captured once again. He's currently awaiting extradition to the United States. His lawyers are fighting this so that he can serve his sentence in Mexico. But chances are slim since the U.S. has an extradition treaty with Mexico. Experts believe that he may get 20 to 25 years for all of his crimes, but who knows what will happen until we see him in court? As you might imagine, escaping from maximum security prisons isn't easy, especially when you're behind bars on multiple murder charges. If anyone would have to do it, though, it would probably be someone like Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. For starters, everyone knows that people in jail aren't always watched as closely as those on death row or serving life sentences. Getting away with something like a prison break is even easier if no one thinks you'd ever try to escape. Not exactly impossible for someone like El Chapo, who already knew all about getting around unnoticed in places no matter how heavily guarded. The aftermath of the escape. The escape of Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was met with a variety of reactions, but most seemed to be shocked, and not just because he escaped from a high-security prison. The head of the Sinaloa Cartel, the world's biggest supplier of illegal drugs, had been in custody for 13 years before authorities discovered his whereabouts. He was originally arrested on February 2, 2014 following his escape from a Mexican federal prison in 2001. In 2016, he escaped again by crawling through an opening in the shower and using a motorbike that was waiting for him outside to get away. This time around, he was recaptured on January 8 following an intense gunfight. So what really happened inside El Chapo's cell? Authorities found 2 tunnels at the bottom of his cell, one measuring 1.5 meters wide and another measuring 50 centimeters wide. It is believed that these tunnels were used as a means to communicate with members on the outside or to smuggle items into the prison, food. Authorities are also investigating whether any employees assisted Guzman during his escape. For example, an anonymous employee claimed that guards allowed inmates to use the showers late at night without supervision. They went on to allege that the prisoners would take turns going into a communal area wearing prison clothing and come out dressed in street clothes when they were done. Following Guzman's escape, about 100 guards were detained for questioning about their possible involvement in this incident. They will remain under arrest until authorities find definitive evidence against them. If it is found that they participated in aiding El Chapo's escape, it will be subject to penalties such as fines up to $2 million pesos, $87,000, or 6 years imprisonment if convicted. There are also those who believe that El Chapo has never truly left Mexico. To date, nearly 40 people have died since the shootout at Las Manchas. Some speculate that these deaths may be attributed to rival gangs vying for control over local smuggling routes following El Chapo's escape. How El Chapo was captured. El Chapo was captured after a gunfight that left 5 dead, including 1 Mexican Marine and 4 of his henchmen. The Marines tracked Guzman to a home in Las Manchas, where he had been hiding since escaping from prison on July 11 through a mile-long tunnel dug to the shower in his cell. After the shootout, Guzman tried to escape in a stolen car, but ran into a roadblock and was captured without firing any shots himself. He was unarmed when he was arrested. Later, at around 10:30 p.m., as El Chapo arrived by helicopter at a military hangar in Mexico City for interrogation by authorities, somebody started shooting outside. apparently either an assassin or someone who wanted to make sure El Chapo didn't get away again. Gunfire rang out inside the hangar too. Amid the chaos, it wasn't clear if anyone was injured or killed. That will be determined with more information about what happened. In the meantime, El Chapo is under heavy guard and awaiting extradition to the United States. His capture has spurred rumors that he may provide information about associates in return for leniency during sentencing. However, so far there have been no public statements indicating such deals are being made. And whether El Chapo will stay put this time remains to be seen. One thing is certain: drug smuggling operations across North America won't slow down anytime soon because plenty of people are willing to fill El Chapo's shoes. Controls up to 80% of the illegal drugs coming into the U.S. along the border, according to government estimates. $5 billion worth every year. In fact, right now there are two potential successors jockeying for the position: El Mayo Zambada and Ismael El Mayo Zambada Jr., father and son respectively. Both have their own lucrative distribution networks throughout Latin America, according to Stratfor Intelligence Agency, which monitors organized crime worldwide. Life inside El Chapo's prison cell. In 2015, Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was extradited to the United States and sentenced to life in prison without parole. His time in a New York City prison cell has been anything but pleasant. He has been subjected to long bouts of solitary confinement, tight security measures, and no contact with his family or attorneys. The drug kingpin is not allowed out of his cell for 22 hours per day, even when he has meetings with his lawyers. He is always escorted by 5 guards when he does come out for a visit or meeting. 1 guard walks in front of him, 1 behind him, and 3 to his side. They never allow him to touch them or talk to them. He is only able to shower 3 times a week, but must use a plastic bag as the shower curtain due to privacy concerns. After his sentencing 2 years ago, El Chapo pleaded that he wanted access to sunlight so he could grow plants inside the prison. However, prison officials denied his request because they were afraid that he would make weapons. In November 2018, it was announced that El Chapo would be granted a 23-hour temporary release from jail each week, so he could get fresh air and exercise outside the facility. But this decision was quickly revoked after President Trump tweeted, "Can you believe this? A notorious criminal like El Chapo will be let out of jail soon." Alright, guys, here we come to the end of the video. If you found this information helpful, then don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.